Welcome back, ladies and germs, to another episode of Steve and Lynda Make a Podcast. Visit us at Steve and Lynda Make a Podcast.net. And so, welcome back, Steve and Lynda are
.com.
What's that, Dan?
Nothing. Sneezed.
We've got another banger.
It's .com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another.
You're saying we had a banger?
Yeah. Welcome back to this one. Steve and Lynda, they've been off the grid. I haven't heard from them in a long while. But they'll be back next week. And that's the podcast.
Thanks for
Plays
tuning
out
in.
by. All right, well, I'm always emceeing. Anyone else want to take over?
Oh my gosh, Brendan.
You do such a good job, though.
Can you let us know who you are?
Oh, hey, it's me, Brendan.
I'm Dan.
Hey, I'm Ian. And I'm Parker.
Those are our voices.
It's gonna be a loose one today. It's gonna be a little.
You sense that already?
Yeah.
Loose goose.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, what do we have to talk about? Because I think, as it goes, Ian, you're supposed to be taking over.
Oh gosh. Yeah. This week was right in my wheelhouse, huh?
Whatever do you mean?
Oh, you know. You seen it. You seen the stonks? Well, one stonk.
Oh, here we go.
One stonk in particular.
That one stonk.
It's crazy.
Which stonk are we talking, Ian?
Lockheed Martin.
Ian, careful. You're going to move markets. If you
Solid
speak
fundamentals.
I think that in elementary school, we went to see, like, on a field trip, Lockheed Martin's facilities. And nobody told us children that it's a weapons manufacturer.
Just a good old American company.
Does anyone else remember that?
I did not go there, I don't think.
No, I don't remember going there. That's not to say I didn't.
Morgan Freeze, you can back me up. If you're out there listening, remember that one time that we went to Lockheed Martin on a school field trip? Yeah, can you just call in and assess just how fucked that was because we were children? Thank you.
We went to the Limerick power plant in middle school, high school.
Maybe that's exactly what I'm thinking of, and I just thought it was Lockheed Martin. I just want to make some sort of a stance against the military or something.
Yeah, maybe we should
start back over?
No. For the out no, this is perfect. We're gonna run with it. For the out of towners, we live in the shadow of a power plant, and that plays some tricks on your mind as a kid. And from a young age, you're pretty much ready for that thing to blow any moment.
Worse than that, as an adult, we're downstream from it, so
Yeah.
Probably not great.
3 Mile Island wasn't too far.
That's not.
Sorry.
It's not. It's far enough for us to be out of the meltdown area.
At least 3 miles.
Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't joke about that one, Brendan?
What? No one's joking. Sorry.
No rules. This is a no rules podcast. Everything is on limits.
All right. So Lockheed stock, Ian, is real. So we have the luxury of being able to real quick buy up something, and then we can pump it. Just work with me, guys. I want to start one of these stock runs here. So
No, you don't. Don't say that.
Okay.
Give the context of some of the
Let
less...
me rephrase. hypothetically, we were going to start a stock run. All hypothetical, definitely not for real.
Uh-huh.
We have the luxury of, one, a mass internet audience listening here, and we have a couple days here before Monday when this is going to drop. So hypothetically, what stock would we buy up today?
Is Baskin Robbins a publicly traded company?
Let's find out.
Is that who we're going to super hype?
Yeah, let's do that.
What's the verdict?
Let's see.
Any particular reason, Brendan?
Who doesn't love ice cream, I guess?
So it's Dunkin'
Ice cream
Donuts
play.
brand.
Oh, interesting.
We might have to go with Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know. It looks like maybe Baskin is private.
So what's Dunkin' trade under? What's their symbol?
We got DNKN. Well, Dunkin'.
DNKN.
Dude, stock ticker symbols are kind of hilarious.
Yeah, aren't they?
Dun, dun,
Dunkin'.
Dunkin'. All right, so you guys good for 20K each, kind of like a life-saving situation, and then
Who's got 20K in their life savings? Jesus Christ.
yeah, I was gonna say I overestimated my life savings by 20-fold. So if we just pump it ourselves, just
Now,
talk it up
can
this
someone
weekend.
give context to what exactly we're talking about? Because if someone is not...
Lockheed Martin, Ian said.
Yeah, dude. Haven't you seen what's going on with Lockheed and Pinterest?
GameStop, boys and girls. GameStop. Ever hear of it? Ever go there?
I just think it's, oh my god, there's so much about this that I find fascinating, but what a choice of company. It feels so perfect.
What are the reasons why? So for general context, Reddit.com has a subreddit. What is it? Is it Wall Street Bets?
Reddit.net.
Yep.
Reddit.edu. has
Can
a
I pause this
subreddit.
just real quick?
Yeah.
Just real quick before we go any bit further.
We got to goat all the
We gotta
specific
say
names
in
out.
unison, we're not financial advisors. All right.
One,
Everybody agree? Everybody
two,
agree to honor that
and
sentence?
3.
Financial
advisors.
You always take my advice.
Ian's
Yeah,
a
definitely.
See your
financial
own risk
advisor.
and things.
Yeah. Don't do anything that we tell you to do. Do the opposite of what we tell you to do. Except
No,
that
Ian.
that's advice. Never mind. Don't do
Yeah, that's
anything
still solid
unless
advice.
you want to.
All right, I think we're good now.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Wall Street Bets.
Yeah, and it's just a community of people talking about stonks, as they tend to call them. Stonks and honks. What's the other one? Blonks? Ronks.
Ronks is when the stonks are going in the wrong direction.
I think that's a Dan Yasho original, no? Or is that an internet thing?
That could be an original, but it's not me.
Patented.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just why don't you go ahead trademark the word ronks. But they as a group, I don't know exactly the mechanism under which they conducted this whole business, but they made GameStop go from like $3 a share to like $18 a share at its peak, right?
18, Brendan.
What
GameStop
was it?
hit
Hundreds?
like
Oh, I'm
hundreds,
thinking
and is
about
currently
the other
trading
one.
at 250.
Dude, it was up near 500 pre-market. It's absolutely nuts.
So yeah, Ian, get into some of the specifics of what exactly what fascinates you about that.
Oh my god, everything. Yeah,
How
I
many
mean,
days
the
do you
fact
have,
that it
Brendan?
was- the fact that it was coordinated on like an online like chat forum, like I think that's super cool. It's been really interesting to watch like the establishment's response to the whole thing.
It's been
and just,
overwhelmingly
like,
positive.
yeah, they're loving it. They're rooting for them. They really just want nothing but the best for these guys. Yeah, and just all of the fallout, just like watching it play out, it's like it feels like such an absurd event, but then at the same time, like it feels like perfectly consistent with my experience of like over the past year and a half. It's
It is
strange. It's
like
surreal.
such a perfect storm of weird circumstances. Like, if you just think logistically about, okay, so you've got millions, I assume, I don't know, billions? It was billions of people, right? Billions of people purchasing the stock to drive the price up, right? All at the same day. And the reasons they do it, it's because GameStop's tanking, right?
Well,
Well,
so it's an interesting story uh, because yeah, so like GameStop had been like doing poorly, but then what was it? The former CEO of Chewy, that
mhm.
like online pet stuff retailer or whatever. I think he took a big stake in the company, and so they were like, I think the fundamental reasons behind the buy was that it was like it was going to be a good comeback story. Like they were going to transition to more to online retail and like try and compete in that space as opposed to being like a brick and mortar, mom and pop game shop.
How come I'm reading that it was in part some kind of a stuff you to all the bigwigs on Wall Street?
Well, so part of the reason the stock was so low was because there were all of these huge short positions on it, which had, and this is me like fumbling for an explanation, but the way I understand it is they had like artificially deflated the stock's price by,
Just talking
uh,
shit.
yeah, well, so like, effectively like selling more units of the stock than actually existed. It was like 140% shorted or something.
Damn.
So it was like super low. These guys on Reddit found out that this was going on, and they were like, "Oh, well, if we all just like buy it and push the price up, then all these shorts are going to have to cover their position, and then it'll go up even further, and then we'll make money." And then it just kind of like took off and snowballed, um, and hit almost $500 this morning, I think.
Oh,
Up from, yeah, I don't know what the low was, but it was maybe like under 10. I'd have to look.
and this isn't a matter of 2 or 3 days, right? I mean, it all mostly happened one day. Was
Let
it?
me pull up
We're
the
recording this
chart.
on Thursday. It was like, wasn't it Monday that this all happened?
It's been going on. So let's see. Yeah, so the first like like big spike. Okay, so it looks like on the 21st there was a little bit of a blip around the end of the day. And then I guess what was that? That must have been Friday,
Last
right? Because it was
last
kind of flat.
Thursday.
Thursday, okay. So then it was, yeah, then it's just kind of flat, and then it rips up on, I guess what was that? Okay, the 22nd in the afternoon. Is that Monday? Hey guys, I can't keep track of days.
22nd was
That's
Friday.
Friday. The 21st was Thursday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then yeah, okay, and then on Monday it looks like it gapped up. It's trading around like in the 80s, 90s, and then it had another big rally up to oh gosh, like 144.
And then it skyrocketed on.
Yeah,
So
and
it
that kind of
was
trailed off.
over the span of like a number of days. I was expecting it was like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
you know how I mean the internet's capacity for organizing the most random shit and like
Yeah.
turning people's disparate energies into a collective like unified energy is insane. Like
Isn't it?
all that stuff with storming uh oh god,
A
storming
storm.
Area 51.
Yeah.
And then obviously, I mean, there's a counterpart in the January 6th stuff. It's just like kind of far less playful, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
That is the euphemism literally of the year so far. Far less playful compared to the Area 51 raid. Oh man.
But I so wonder what kind of like
Just
what
got
is the
my goat.
reason why why this kind of stuff sticks. Like, because okay, so it is sort of a perfect storm. You've got this stuff. I mean, the technical details that you're saying, Ian, about what Wall Street was doing and how there is sort of a mentality, it seems like, amongst this group, the Wall Street Bets folks, who like, I don't know, there's just inherently an alternative sort of like or what would you say? Like, I don't know, in some regard, like counterculture to it.
Yeah.
And there's so if this shit's going on for like a gaming stock, it makes sense that there's going to be some, I don't know, agreement that amongst a subreddit that this is the place to do this stuff. And then there's also, okay, well, everyone's fucking stuck at home because have you guys heard about COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
And then the other thing is we recently got that $600, or at least most folks, many folks still got that $600 stimulus check. And it's like weirdly perfect storm, but it's still hard to figure out what were the reasons that this was the thing that took off.
Yeah. I mean, certainly like some of it's just happenstance.
Do you have any sense of, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think there's also something to be said about the fact that like, there's pretty like widespread human suffering going on right now. Like the average person is probably doing like somewhat worse now than they were 2 years ago. But the stock market is like at all-time highs. And I think maybe like something about that disconnects. Like, I don't know.
Foments some kind of like reaction. Yeah, snapback.
Yeah. It's like, well, why should you guys just be riding on all-time highs when, like, you know, my gram is in the hospital with COVID? Like, no, fuck you, give me some dollar bills.
Yeah. Or like, and the other thing about like the fact that this stuff isn't just, I don't know, I imagine the stock market and the economy in general like being determined by the invisible hand of that's not really a collective force so much as it seems like an outside almost arbitrary force. But the fact that human beings can actually like pretty consciously and actively join together to make that reaction is also wild. So how does this stuff interact with the stuff that you're doing, Ian? Like, how did this affect your understanding of the algorithms you're writing, and did it affect, anything that you're trying to design or incorporate?
So this is what I would put in the bucket of an anomaly. Like this is a rare thing. I think the last time there was a short squeeze like this,
he hopes.
Yeah. Okay.
I kind of hope not. It's like insider trading is a real thing. Like if you can really just share information. I don't know, like arguably, I don't know, the stock market is such a weird little place where like legality and illegality is just like such a jagged, weird line. And it's so, I don't know. I don't know exactly the point of what I'm saying besides maybe more people are going to do this now that they realize they can.
I think it's going to depend on, I hear you. And I hope that's the case. I think it's going to depend on how this shakes out for the people involved. Like for the retail traders who are in this. Because like right now things are pretty contentious and it's like TBD, like who's going to come out ahead. And I think if this thing just tanks and all these people bought in at, 150, 250, 3, like, if they just lose like all of their principal, like I think that might actually scare people away. So that's what I hope doesn't happen, but I think there's a potential for that at least.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder what the if someone were able to compile how many people made how much money after the fact, I'd be interested to see those numbers. But yeah, so sorry, you were saying
someone will get right on that for you.
So you've got this in the bucket of anomalies, the hopefully small bucket as anomalies ought to be.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, is there anything about it that you can take as a lesson, or like that you can incorporate into your design of the code that you're writing?
Kind of. So I was telling that we were doing a little pre-potty chat, and I was telling the guys that I actually like traded this a couple of times in the last couple of days, just like manually, but using the like patterns that I'm writing into the algorithm. And it was like cool because they held up. Like generally, like it was pretty like cumbersome to do it by hand, and I like had a bunch of tabs open and was trying to like kind of like awkwardly approximate what the algorithm would have done, but
Just by sight.
yeah. So there's tools online that you can use that give me access to this like some of the like information that it would have been using, so I can do that bit visually, and then some of it I did just kind of have to like eyeball. And so that's where like it felt messy and uncomfortable, and but like generally the patterns in the very small sample size that I was working with seemed to hold up. So it was encouraging. I don't know if there's anything I took away from it.
Well, I know you mentioned something along the lines of like incorporating a couple of like sources of just analytical information as opposed to just like the numbers from the markets, right? Weren't you talking about incorporating a stream from?
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I had it on my roadmap to write like news scrapers and like sentiment analysis like workflows and stuff, but I had initially thought like, oh, that'll be kind of an enhancement once I have the core algorithm done.
Okay.
Like that's something I can add on later to like improve my accuracy, but like this, I don't know, this has encouraged me to at least reevaluate that and see if like maybe there's an opportunity to rely more heavily on that kind of information. I think this is like it's interesting because it's like there's not really a fundamental basis for this stock to have moved the way that it has, but there is like kind of an anthropological basis for it. Like this is like a viral meme at this point. It's not so much like I don't know. I think someone would have a hard time arguing that GameStop is like in the same bucket as. Yeah.
That's its new name.
I didn't come up with it. I've shamelessly stolen that.
Oh,
but I think
real?
someone would have a hard. Oh yeah. I've heard that floating around.
I thought it was
I had
a
not
misstep.
heard that before. Thank you.
It's a good one. But yeah, I mean, like it's like moving towards the level of like a Tesla at this point, and it's not there.
Hey, easy. Shan't be hating on Tesla now.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody's
No, I'm not hating on
just,
Tesla. I'm just
elevating GameStop stock.
Yeah. But like even so, like it has made these moves, and so like I don't like I think that this is an indication of like I don't know, maybe how like the millennial and like Zoomer generations are going to interface with like financial markets, or I don't know. I'm just trying to like figure out if this is like, because obviously it's anomalous, but like if there are maybe like aspects of this that are more generally applicable, like yeah, I don't know, like viral interest in a particular thing driving sudden movements. But anyway, it's still all kind of like fresh and bouncing around in my head, so I don't really have like a cohesive answer for that yet.
Why do you think this kind of thing can happen? Like, why did this happen? Besides the fact that of all the just sort of this year's circumstances, like is it the advent of Robinhood? Is there like an increase in financial literacy among young folks who like communicate on the internet this way? Like, what was the reason, or what are the reasons why this happens now? And like, like certainly counterculture and stuff you to the system has existed, that mentality, and has existed since the system has existed. But like this feels like a group of people really hitting the system like straight in the nutsack in a way that like in a very intimate way that hasn't been possible before. And that's why Congress people are talking about this being a problem, or this being like, no, you're just like funded by Wall Street. That's the only reason you think this is a problem.
Yeah.
Why do you think like this was able to happen? Now instead of in the 70s, or like, why has this energy not been unified this way before?
Oh man, Parker.
I don't know. Yeah.
Dan. No, I think that question's like way too big for me.
You're the tallest guy I know, Ian.
Yeah, but that was a substantial question. No, but really, No, go ahead, Dan.
No, I didn't have anything of substance to offer.
That's okay. What about something unsubstantial?
Okay, here's the unsubstantial. I was going to say I'm still hung up on your description of Brendan, the intimate hit to the nutsack, as opposed to one that was not so intimate.
Oh yeah, you got like the drive-by nutsack swap. This was a very like,
swap.
Hey, let's sneak in. We're in your home now, Wall Street people. Hello, how you doing? Swap straight to the nut.
Swap.
Luke Death Star style, huh?
Yeah. Looking him in the eyes the whole time.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's something to do with like Robinhood exists.
For now.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Didn't they drop or stall any trades on GameStop?
Yeah. You were only allowed to sell. They disallowed buys for GameStop stock, which is totally fucked. But they did it.
At the time of this recording, 2:38 Eastern, Thursday 1:28. Robinhood is getting a lot of love.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
We got a lawsuit.
Aren't they like?
Oh yeah,
them
they're
with
already
reviews?
talking about the class action.
Who is? So who would be the players in that?
Anybody who was like a Robinhood user who like had interest in buying the stock, or like especially like I think if you had an open position and were looking to add to it, or but I'm curious to see how it plays out. I don't know a lot about Robinhood, but I do know that they operate differently than like a normal brokerage. And as a result of that, I don't know if they're like, what they did is technically illegal or not. I mean, I would assume that they have lawyers that weighed in on this decision.
If they didn't, they do now.
Yeah, right.
they were hired yesterday morning.
Right, guys, make this legal.
I'm gonna in the chat. I'll try to remember to put this in the YouTube recording, if I remember. But I'm gonna paste this in our potty chat. Apparently, got a little spike here at 205, from 205 to 210.
You're welcome.
That was Brendan getting in with his life savings.
Oh damn! Wow, that's not showing up on the ticker I'm watching. Yeah. That's at the Google ticker.
Yeah, I don't know where they're pulling that from, or if it's their own data, but
gotcha. How about that? Yeah, this thing is just like whipping back and forth in both directions. It's like, it's chaos.
Because if that spike is legitimate there, like how do you catch that, bringing it back to, our projects. How do you catch that, Ian? Is that spike there in that 10 minutes catchable? Not even. It's 5 minutes.
Yeah, no,
Nah.
that just seems like such a, I don't know. Yeah, an anomaly. I can't think of a better word for it. It's like sometimes you'll get just caught on the wrong side of an institutional trade. Like there will be someone with big money coming in and pushing the stock like hard in a particular direction. Yeah. So if you've got insider info from your buddy Brendan, then but
You can't be advertising that stuff. FCC, FT. Who would come after me? IRS.
I think it's the
FBI.
EPA.
EPA.
Yeah.
You're fucking.
Oh, no. What is it?
I think it's the Department of the Interior.
Transportation secretary is going to be on your ass.
They're all coming for you.
I'm gonna go on record. I don't have any money.
But you also don't have a boss, so that's the beauty of starting your own projects, kids.
True.
Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to throw out some lessons from this.
What else to talk about today?
We did a sleep experiment.
Oh yeah. How's everyone's nap time?
Poor.
Yeah, I feel terrible. Don't wake up early, kids.
Parker, you first. You're hiding.
I got yelled at this morning because I set my alarm for 6:30 and snoozed it once, and then Lily said that woke the dog up. So then I was dealing with Grumpy Gills for the first 3 hours, and I was like, okay.
Grumpy Gills was the dog.
It was not the dog. It was
Gills is Parker's dog's name.
Yeah. I should save
Parker,
that.
go with it, dude.
Yeah.
Go with it.
So Lily, if you're listening to this, we changed the dog's name to
renamed
Gills.
her dog.
Yeah. It's been going really great. I really enjoy that extra hour in the morning and losing it at night. So it's really even, and there's no point to anything.
I have never once. So I'm up. Yeah, 6:45. As we've been saying, I've stopped texting people because I'm genuinely a little bit angry every time I get up. I blame Ian. Ian, there's a lot of you may not feel it necessarily from across these states, but a lot of animosity coming down to you.
Coming my way. Okay. I've stopped the texts because I feel like at this point, if it's gonna take, it's gonna take.
It takes 20 days for a habit, guys. We got to keep these texts going.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it's awful.
We don't have to.
Dan, do you have any thoughts on if you're forcing yourself to wake up at 6:45, when do you start going to bed before midnight? When does that just naturally start happening?
Are you asking me because I did the 5 o'clock thing for a while?
I'm asking you because I can't fucking go to sleep still.
Well, as your doctor.
It's a doctor,
the record show
and a financial advisor.
Dan is a CPA, both accountant and attorney. He also is an MD. He's also practices Reiki on the side.
But I am not your financial advisor. All right. Now that we've got all that cleared up. I don't know. I don't remember. I remember it taking me a while when I went to 5 a.m. every day. And I was hoping that after a week of this experiment, I would have good news personally. But I'm in the same boat. I'm asking the same questions because yesterday I borrowed an hour. I borrowed an hour in the night and I paid it back this morning. Didn't get up at 6:45. I got up at 7:45. So I can't help you with that question.
I think also on Tuesday, this is chiming in, I think I fell asleep on the couch from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So I don't know if I take that. Is that from the night before or that night? I don't know where that works. But either way, I still don't think I got up at 6:30. So.
I feel like Kramer in that one episode where he learns about Leonardo da Vinci and then he does that, sleeps 20 minutes every 2 hours or something.
Oh yeah,
Ian,
Yeah,
can you
Ian.
speak to that?
yeah. I've done the Kramer thing, the Kramer-Nardo Davinci.
And you're still doing it, right?
No,
So it
no.
didn't take.
I have moved quickly away from that. I think I did it for like 2 months, 2.5 months.
That's a long time.
Wait, so you just
Does
never?
anyone feel like? Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm just processing that.
I also mixed it up. So at first I was doing the Da Vinci thing where it's like it's 5 20-minute naps. Or is it? Maybe it's six 15-minute naps
Oh God!
spread throughout the day.
Oh God!
It's something like
For
that.
me, this is what that would look like in a day for me. Okay, 45 minutes laying there trying to fall asleep, nodding off for 2.5 minutes, and then Simon nudging my leg, and I'm awake. Then I try to go back to sleep, and then I'm like, okay, well that time window's gone. Let's try again at 3 p.m. And then at 3 p.m. it's now instead of 45 minutes, it's 2.5 hours of me sitting there not doing anything but trying to close my eyes. And then I realize, oh, it's just light outside. Oh, that's the problem. And then by the time it gets dark again, I'm taking caffeine because I actually have to do something, and then I'm not sleeping until the next day. That's what that looks like.
Not even trying to sleep. You said trying to close my eyes.
But I don't. So do any of you feel like you've earned any extra time or like carved out extra time in the day from this experiment?
I might have gotten like 30 minutes in the morning, but that's like, again, how do you justify that if you're losing it at other points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan?
Yeah, definitely so far, but not all of the days. I think in the last 2. So yeah, in the last 2, I got a little bit more serious. Instead of keeping my phone on my little nightstand thing, I put it on the counter. So I actually have to get up out of bed. And it's a violent way to wake up, really. It is fucking medieval. And yeah, there's really no other way to describe it. But it does get me from bed to, as I said in the chat, slapping the keys relatively quickly.
Oh yeah, you were getting work done at like 7:15 the other day.
Yeah, I was on, and I do. That's kind of nice because you get your coffee, you're on the desk by 7. Then I like to fuck around and catch up on some quick headlines. Obviously, I don't read the articles; so just hit the headlines, and I'll watch like a video or 2 on YouTube, and even that stuff is like typically either educational or like for the Create Unknown podcast, like research. So it's not even like dead brain. It's been a nice way to start the mornings, and I feel like I do get some time. But it is I hate listening to that thing go off from across the room when you're like coming out of a dream. It's absolutely awful.
That's how you have to do it,
I hope that gets easier.
Man, sleep hygiene is a complicated little game. I wonder. So when I was in school, we were studying like chronotypes, and whether the general breakdown is like you're a night owl or a morning lark, which is the most obnoxious. It's like because I know I'm a night owl, and I so badly wish that I fit into being a morning lark. It's just like and if you just break down statistics, the number of CEOs that are night owls is like 4 out of a billion. People with mental health, I don't know. It's like it tracks so much better for morning larks, and so the fact that they're called morning larks, and I so badly wish that I had that instinct or whatever, and the fact that I don't, that just the word morning larks just is so frustrating. Like golden boys. Anyway, what do you guys feel about? I know for sure my chronotype is that it takes me forever to get up, but once I'm up, I won't be able to go to sleep until 2 a.m. Do you have do you know what your natural instincts for that kind of stuff are?
Like a midday woodpecker.
You don't feel like it's tough for you to get up in the morning, Parker?
No, like once I hear the first noise, I'm up, but I also don't want to go to bed till midnight just out of habit. But then it's like, I think it's the trade-off is like the mental roller coaster throughout the day.
Ooh, tell us about that.
Well, I don't, does anybody here, have you guys ever heard of anxiety?
No, I'm not.
I'm not familiar. Go ahead and fill us in.
Well, sometimes it feels like you drank a lot of coffee, but I haven't. And other times I feel like I missed a deadline, but I haven't been in school for 6 years.
So let's track the pronouns there. It was you, and then immediately I.
Yeah.
Like one might feel a certain amount of anxiety, and I hate it, and it scares me.
Yeah, well, yes.
Yeah.
Well, either way, none of that happens. That was just an example. So don't worry about it. Yeah.
But I'm interested because, I mean, yeah, well, so when we get together to do mushroom things, for sure, I'm always running late. I don't know that that's only a morning thing. I think that's an all the time thing. But
I think so too.
I didn't sign on for this kind of character assassination, Dan.
In my sharing, I have been late every time that we've recorded Mr. B's videos, so there's that.
Minutes, though. Parker, when do I say I'm going to be there?
It actually hasn't been as bad recently. There was one time where you said 2, and I think it was
dodge the number of minutes.
Well, it was like I think it was like 4:30 when you showed up, and I was like, "Hey, Brendan," but that's all right.
Because that it is something I very actively work on. I don't know. Yeah, so that also confirms that it is not just a morning thing. Ian, what are your? It's like, do you feel like you're selling your soul to be getting up at when you do and going to sleep when you do? Which is, I think the numbers are you're asleep at 6 p.m. and you're awake at 1 a.m. Is that right?
Yeah, that's just give or take a few minutes. Pretty punctual.
Does it feel natural to you?
Yeah, I mean it's like if I get into a good rhythm and I'm doing the same thing every day, and I can like get to bed at the same time. Yeah, it feels pretty natural. It feels like I get up and I'm ready to get up. But like then if I start to like deviate at all from like when I usually go to bed, or if I am weak and snooze, then it starts to get harder, and like pretty quickly too. It's not like I don't know. It's not like like I snooze one day and then I'm like the next day it's no problem, and then like it's more like the next day it's like, oh well, maybe I could just snooze again, and then the next day like, oh, I'll just snooze for an hour instead of 15 minutes, and then
Slippery slope.
Yeah, slippery slope is a good way to put it.
I think that's the hard part. Like a half misstep off that path quickly turns into 5, and then all of a sudden you're lost in the forest and you're dying of starvation. You know?
I haven't experienced that yet.
Well, I'm glad you're hopeful that it's on the horizon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So that's a yes, you are a morning person?
Yeah, I mean, even if I'm not like on a strict morning person schedule, I just fade at night. I can't get anything done. So, yeah. Ooh, but those mornings, man, they're productive.
We could force some updates real quick. Lightning round.
Start
you
us off.
You guys are telling me you've not done anything all week?
No, we have, but it's stuff like background-y. We had to address the bacterial stuff in our buckets, and we've got some shipments that are coming in. Updates on Spawn. Spawn is arriving tomorrow, so that's good. but it's stuff that's just hard to quantify. We're just like waiting around for things to come in.
Sounds like some thumb twiddling.
Yeah. I also learned a lot about carbon nitrogen ratios. That was useful.
Tell us about that.
In soil?
Not in soil, in substrates. Yeah. We probably got too much nitrogen going on with the soy holes that we've got. And so all these little why is that funny?
Pay the troll toll to get into that soy holes. Gotta pay the toll to get in. Soy holes. All right.
What's your update, Dan?
That song there. I was gonna ask, what does that substrate think about 14-degree Fahrenheit temps?
Oh my God, it's fine.
Okay.
We fashioned up this shed like a gosh darn furnace. It's 70 degrees in there easy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Right, Parker?
I'd say
Tell the
so.
people.
It's a warm little shed. We'll be Airbnb-ing it when the mushrooms are done. So
Nice. So I saw that 10-day forecast and I was getting worried.
it's the old polar vortex.
Yeah, it's been cold as nuts.
It's a thing that you have to care about now. Definitely.
Parker, you got any gigs?
I got a few prospects, or one prospect, which would be a full-time thing. But I'll probably talk about it next week.
Ooh.
Yeah, or not a full-time
Whoa.
thing. Not a full-time thing. Sorry, another part-time thing. But it would add
But
some
continuing.
hours. Yeah. So there's that, but I don't want to jinx it.
Aha. Old playing on cards close to the old chest of Rooney.
Exactly.
Which, for those of you who are listening and don't know about Parker's chest, wow. Parker, I used to talk about your calves.
I remember it was painful. So you remember that talk I was saying about anxiety?
It's only good things.
Never knowing when Brendan was going to pop that into a convo.
He'd bring up this one Simpsons episode where like Milhouse is like, what do you say? Something about it's like the hardest part of the body to obtain mass. And you said that to me like 10 times in high school. And I was like, yeah, man, I walk on my toes and my lower back hurts. So what's the trade-off, you know? Like,
Oh my gosh.
I think they're sorry if that's a negative experience for you.
no, it's been fine. I appreciate the admiration. I love you.
Yeah. Love you too.
I love you so much. Ian, how about your calves? What's
Oh, my calves pale in comparison, both literally and figuratively to yours. Because I don't have any melanin. That's it, right? That's the name of that thing?
Yeah.
melatonin? Yeah.
Melatonin. I don't... Yeah, I'm missing that too.
Ian, what time do you go to bed? Sorry, I know we'd stopped talking about sleep, but I've been curious.
That's okay. It's usually like 9:30.
Oh, that's not okay. I guess that is still
Not
7 hours
okay.
of sleep. No, yeah, that's not okay.
It seems like generally enough. But like I said, only if I'm on a consistent schedule. I feel like if it starts to fluctuate too much, I don't know if like my brain doesn't know like when it's safe to like fully commit to being asleep or like what the deal is, but I start to feel tired pretty quickly. So, hey, but what can you do, you know?
Sleep.
Sleep. Yeah, oh, that's all right. That's a good suggestion.
You better hope that GameStop volatility doesn't strike at 9:45.
Oh gosh.
Some after hours trades.
Yeah, I don't have an after hours account. So, I can sleep
that works.
easy.
Nice.
What about international markets, Ian? Come on. Untapped.
Yeah, well, no, once I get into the like running this thing on the foreign currency exchange, it will be. Not 24/7, but 24/5, I guess.
25/8.
25/8. Yeah.
And what you got done this week?
Honestly, dude, it's been kind of a wash just like following this GameStop stuff. I have been absolutely captivated. And so I just kind of like took the week and completely wallowed in it.
That's good.
Yeah, it was fun. I feel like it was like a part of history, and I'm glad I was as like engaged with it as I was. But tomorrow's like time to pay the piper and try and catch up on some stuff. So
it is hard to like. I don't know. Sometimes when you work, taking time off feels so much more justified. Doing it for yourself, it's hard. I think this is the same mentality about when your employer allows you unlimited, was it PTO, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Love that.
And
Absolutely
on average,
love that.
people tend to not take less.
Yeah.
That's sort of what working on
you
your
don't
own
say.
stuff under your own discipline feels like sometimes.
I'm cracking the whip
It's
on
harder.
myself. Yeah.
Dan, your progress this week?
Minimal.
Yeah. Nice.
No, I did just a lot of. I didn't do a lot of. I don't know. One episode ago, 2 episodes ago, I did a lot of prep work on my own stuff. This has been the opposite week, just kind of doing a lot of the routine shooting. Did do a lot of editing on. I think I mentioned I had a shoot this past Friday at Wake in Ambler, and so like the first couple days of this week were pretty heavy on editing that. Which is a mix of videos and photos, which was a lot of fun. And I think those turned out nicely, and they were happy. So they've got a good little content library for the next little bit here. Nothing super exciting in terms.
How is it
like,
that they need images all the time? What do they do with them? Is it just publishing them on social media?
Yeah, I think the shooting that I do for everybody is largely social. So, Wake tends to use them as kind of a mix between their feed and for Instagram and Facebook and their social stories on Instagram. So sometimes they overlap. Sometimes they use, some of the images for stories only. I think it kind of depends what I don't know what deals they have for a given week or what little promotions they do and stuff like that. I don't know. But we shot some new holiday drinks for Valentine's Day, so that's always cool. And I think they're gonna, moving forward, try to create like a content calendar. So that'll be helpful to allow me to kind of plug in and suggest more things, as opposed to just kind of wait for their direction, which hopefully I'll be able to lean in and help a little bit on that stuff to free them up, and to just be another collaborator and voice in that kind of thing. So that's cool. Nothing else. Do you guys want to commit to a strong Friday tomorrow?
Yeah, I could use
just a strong Friday.
Sign a petition. Parker and I got lots of stuff to do. We're going to build a tumbler, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to load some maitakes and some pink oysters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know, something else probably. We'll talk budget.
Ooh.
All right. I think, what were we going to say?
No, I'll talk to you about that later. It's a metal drum, so we have to figure out how we're going to actually cut through that metal drum. It'll be fun.
Got knives.
Yeah.
Got kitchen knives. We'll be good.
Have some safety scissors.
We got some tools over at the Spears Homestead if you guys are looking. I can help coordinate that if you're, doing metal work.
Could you publish your parents' address real quick for everyone listening?
I was going to say.
Goat noise. Goat noise.
Yeah.
It is Pennsylvania.
Dan, yeah, you got me with the goat, right?
Yeah, hold on. Let me lead you in. All right, jackpot of tools over at Go ahead, Ian.
Goat.
All right. Well, let's call it a day. For Steve and Lynda, make a podcast. They call me Brandon.
They call me Dan.
Yep, I'm Ian.
And I'm James.